Hello Flosstube, welcome back. My name is Teresa. This is the Garden Goose Stitcher Flosstube, episode 26, September 5th. I haven't seen you in almost a month. Just under a month? It's close to a month. I've been busy in my garden with my geese. I do have some stitching to share. I meant to record last week, but I was in the kitchen canning. We had a huge amount of tomatoes come ripe at the same time, so I put away a ton. Salsa, some soups, I don't know, a lot. I feel like I spent the entire week last week in the kitchen just canning, watching Flosstube and canning and some stitching, but a lot has happened. Mostly in the garden. I don't know. We went to a family camping trip with my cousins. I have a close-knit cousin group, and so we had a camping weekend. It poured the entire time, but it was nice. We watched the meteor. Was that since last time? No, it was after I last spoke to you. My mom's mom's family had a reunion. That was nice. I don't see those people a lot. And we lost my grandma. I was thinking about it. We lost my grandma almost 20 years ago. She had early onset Alzheimer's. And so she's almost been gone 20 years. And before that, she was, in the nursing home and for a long time. So seeing all of her, all of those people that resemble her so much, because apparently none of us look like her very much. I was looking at my cousins that were there and then the other people, and I was like, man, we don't look like Grandma much. But so we went to that. Nate had hockey tryouts. Nate started his virtual partnership so he can play hockey. That's been a trip. Today we went to our first ever co-op meeting. This is our 11th year of homeschooling. This is the first time we've ever participated in a co-op. So you can teach a dog lots of new tricks, apparently. So we went to that. It was fun. Only one incidence of vomit. So I'm assuming that's starting the year out in the right direction. Immediately, I'm out. As soon as I heard that there was a vomit in one of the rooms, I was like, I'm not the person for that. That's not where my gifts are located. So Nate started virtual and the co-op, but we don't start until next week. Because of the retreat this weekend, I knew I didn't want to start this week because it would be choppy and might as well just wait till Monday. So we're waiting till Monday. Not a lot. Otherwise, not that I can think of. So let's talk about what I've been stitching. I have a fully finished object. It's a miracle. This I had shared last time. I just had almost all the black done and I had to do the orange still. This is a sal I started on August 1st with Nancy from the Bougie Stitcher. She started hers a couple days late. She said she didn't really want to talk about it, but she started. So I think I got this done just a couple days after we last visited. And I was at Marshall's. I think it was a Marshall's. You know how Marshalls and TJ Maxx are all part of the same conglomerate. And I saw this little book. It's got a magnetic front. It had this really cute picture, and I was like, oh my goodness, I think that might just fit that cross stitch I just finished of the trick-or-treaters. And so I got it, and it does. It's a little bit tight. It was okay, and then I added the pom-pom. So the Halloween's kind of short and stubby, but I like it. I think it's really sweet that you can still see the trick-or-treater, and it's done. So, fully finished object. So, this was on Grace Notes Fabric Z1. It was one of the ones I got from the club, and I used the called for colors. So, done. I have a couple of finishes. These are not fully finished, but they're finished. So, last time we spoke, I was working on that, and then I needed to get back to my retreat piece. And I showed you my progress on my retreat piece. I think I had a little bit done. I had been working on it quite a bit. And then my friend Holly, Hobbies of Holly, her grandson, Graham, he had something going on. He had to be admitted in the hospital, and they had to do surgery unexpectedly, and it was a whirlwind of concern. And Holly decided to take stitching with her. I think she always takes stitching into the hospital, but she decided to take a piece to remind her. And she picked a new creation studio, Be Still. And so she took this, she said, I'm going to kit this up and take it because I just need something new to stitch. And all of us in the group chat, I think Missy suggested, hey, I think we should stitch that with her. So I think we all printed it off that night. And we stitched on it for like a day or so. And then we told her, when we asked her how her cross stitch was, or she updated us. And we're like, yeah, look at mine, look at mine, look at mine. It was a cute little surprise. And it was so nice because, like, as a friend, you are concerned and you're getting updates and you're praying, but you don't know exactly what to pray for. And you don't want to be like, specifically tell me what to do. So just stitching on it and thinking about them and focusing. As I was stitching, I found myself praying for Graham and Holly and Julia and all of the family that were with Graham. And so from far away, I felt like we could all just, I don't know, focus on her, even though she didn't know it. And she didn't ask us. But so it's done. I think I'm going to make just a sweet little pillow. It's a small stitch. I ended up using, I was just pulling from my stash. I pulled almost all color and cotton and a color and cotton fabric. It's a 20 count milk and tea. Isn't it beautiful? Did I just get this? I don't remember. I just got 2 fabrics when she posted those grab bags, but I don't remember what fabric it was. But so I picked out these other color and cotton. Gosh, they're so pretty. I love color and cotton flosses, and love it. And it's done. So I'm gonna finish that up. And I have not stitched on a 20 count in a while. And this is the first time I didn't have any issues with tension or my threads slipping between the cross, like the weave. In a previous project, I don't remember what fabric I was using, but I had to use a hoop because when I would pull my stitches, they would kind of like slide into the weave. And so this fabric, I did not have that. So I feel like 20 count color and cotton might be like a new favorite if I can ever find it. Please, if you ever see that stuff in stock, please text me or message me, email me, find me on Instagram. I gotta know. What I need is to get in her fabric club. So after that was done, I pulled this up and the pressure was on because, you know, the retreat was coming up. I had not worked on my second Whip Go goal, which was Hive Rules. So I knew I was like, oh boy, it's starting to get nervous. But I ended up stitching out for just a couple more nights. And I got the bottom part done. I think I left off around here. And then I just finished it up. And thankfully, I backstitched as I went. So that at the end, the backstitching was done. I didn't have to go back and do it. I didn't think I would have if I had to go back. I don't know how I would have convinced myself. But lovely, lovely design. I love this. And I'm excited to learn the stitches. She's going to teach us stitches to fill in here and here. And then I just feel like it's backstitch back. I don't know. She did Hands On Design did another like a retreat in Colorado. Not at the Colorado Stitcher, but the other one. And that piece also had a lot of backstitch. And I was like, oh, is backstitch back? I better learn. I better get good at it. So that was, this fabric was Fabrics by Stephanie. And I don't know if it was custom for that. And I'm not sure what the fabric was. If I can find it in the pattern, I'll post it down below. Or in the, right here, look here. So then I was kind of stressed because I had Did I have 36 whips? I don't know. Listen, I'm still at 35 whips. All of these things are finished, and I'm still at 35 whips. And I'm getting a little frustrated with it. So, but I've been busy. I have to give myself some grace on that. So I picked this up because I knew I only had a few days of stitching on it probably, and then it would be done. This, I had quite a bit left of it, to be honest. This fabric, isn't it wild? Why did I pick it? I mean, I like it, and I have a lot of this. On the tag, it just says Steel City Stitchers. I think I got this at StitchCon in 2022, and it doesn't have a name on it, and I don't know, did they have a trunk show there? Who is the Steel City Stitcher dyers? I don't know. But I got it stitched. So I'm happy about that. I was working on this in one room, and I had another project in another room, and I've just been a little scattered. So those are my finishes. I mean, it's not chump change. Is that four whips? Or 4 projects are done, but I'm still at 35. How can that be? I'll let you know. So then I had the past couple days, and last week while I was in the kitchen stitching, I was working on this. So I found myself working on this in the kitchen while I was waiting for the canner, because 75 minutes. And then I would work on the wordplay when I was laying in bed watching Game of Thrones. Oh, we've been watching Game of Thrones, and we started season 8, which is the last season. So now we're at the point where we have to watch it together. So we only got 1 episode this weekend. It was a busy weekend, and then after that, so since then, I started watching Manifest, which only has 4 seasons. So, and they're short, and there's no commercials. I like that because I think when I watched it on live TV, I believe I watched the first season of Manifest, but those commercial breaks kill you. So, this is High Rules by Primrose Cottage. I have no idea what fabric this is. It's pretty. If I find my card, I'll put it down below. I should have a stitch project planner page, but so I think last time I showed it, I had just this little ridge of points in here, and then I worked on one section and then this section. So there's like some back stitching that goes here. I think I'll wait, but I'm working on it just a little bit here, a little bit there. So it's still a whip. I'm going to keep it out for a little bit, and I think I might take it to the retreat this weekend. I don't know. Usually when I go to a retreat, I like to take something new to start. It's like a commemorative thing, but I got a lot of commemorative things now. So that is going to stay around in my whip basket for a while now. And I pulled out my whip go that was called for September. So, okay, I've stitched on my high rules. I got 2 sections done, almost. I feel like that's good enough progress for my whip go goal. My whip go goal would have been 5 days or a finish. I definitely stitched on it for more than 5 days. So I am going to mark my whip go slot, but I'm going to keep it out. What if I can get it done? What if I can even just get another section done, and then, I don't know. So my whip go, and my other whip go goal had been the Lori Holt flea market baskets, and I knocked that out back in July, actually. So a little bit cheating, but there's no rules. So my whip go was called Jessie Marie Does Stuff. Whip Go 2023 page on Instagram. You can go find it there. She called, I think it was 1 in 15, but do not listen. This is not the place for accurate details of information. So mine were called, and I was so hoping that this was called for September's Whip Go, because I have been dying to stitch on it. At one point I thought about abandoning all of that stuff and just pulling this out because I was in such a mood to stitch on it. This is a Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting. Wait, did I use the right? I don't know. Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting.blogspot. I'll put the link to her blog in the description box down below so you can find it. I stitched on this last Sunflower September. I think that was a Fat Quarter Shop thing that they were doing, and I used to be a real sucker for all that. but I can't start anything else. I can't buy into anything else. So, you know, like starting new things. So, I stitched on this last year. Free pattern from Melissa at Pinker and Pumpkin. But I'll tell you, that green, that took an entire skein of that floss. I don't know what color it is. It's all DMC. It's the called for. I believe that this is coffee tea dyed, or it's a hunk of that's like a Charles Craft or some DMC or whatever, and I antiqued it. Doesn't it look like almost antiquing spray? How did I get such good? But it feels thick and crunchy like those ones that I had bought. I got a big bundle at a thrift store years ago. I've been working through them, and they're good fam. So, but it looks like I antiqued it, or I coffee tea dyed it. One of the two. It's hard to say, but I do love it, and the stitching is beautiful. Listen, I'm gonna toot my own horn. It looks so good. I love it. But so today, while I was at that co-op, you have 1 hour that you're supposed to have 1 hour off and 1 hour that you're teaching. I happen to be a floater, so I'm supposed to just fill in where there was, and I didn't need to be filling in anywhere the first section. The second section I filled in middle school anatomy. It was quite interesting. At one point, conversation turned to cannibalism, and I looked at the teacher and I was like, this is why I specifically said no preteens or teens. Because they ask you what you wanted to do, what you feel comfortable, and I was like, no tweens, please. No, they know everything. And they're hormonal. I don't want that. So then the first time I have to sub or fill in, it's middle school anatomy. Oh boy. Oh boy. But anyway, so I started framing this out while I was on my down hour until I heard that there was vomit, and then I put it away because I couldn't concentrate. Anywho, I love this. I need to go fill in that flag. It bothers me so bad. I think I'll take this as well. I might frame out the windows and then have the house to fill in. I'm going to put a picture of the chart, or I didn't print out actually I didn't even print out the pattern. It's on my phone. So I'll put a picture of the pattern down below. My other whip go, I'm going to get that finished in September. I don't care how many dishes I have to avoid. My second whip go is the Chicken Feed Stack by Carriage House Samplings. I think this was a mania start either in 2021 or 2022, and it got hardly anything. And then it got called for whip go, and I think no, it did not get called for whip go. I think it had a day of stitching in Mania, March Mania, and I got quite a bit in, but still a drop in the bucket. So I think I might frame out some more of these yellow beams. Oh, I thought I was going to show you the pattern for a second. I think I might frame some more of these out and then just have fill in. And I might take it to retreat this weekend. I don't have any hope of being able to finish those. Although I was looking at it, and I think once you get those rays done, the rest of it doesn't look that bad. But I don't know. So that's where I am on that. We'll see what happens. It'd be lovely to get it done. I bought another one of those. I don't know which one it is. So then I have one new whip. I started a new project on September 1st because I am susceptible to peer pressure. I don't know if you've noticed that. But a whole bunch of people, I think the Flossboxing cousins and Missy's doing it. I don't know who else. Holly's doing it. We started Feast of Friendship. So I started it on the 1st. Like I stitch on it, only stitch on it on the 1st. And then I put it aside and I went back to other stuff. I thought I'll work on it later. So maybe that's how I still have 35 whips. I don't know. I'm keeping it in this cute bag. Isn't that cute? I made it. Feast of Friendship by Blackbird Designs. That house, the 3 blues. No. I switched it out for one blue with heavy variegation. So I switched it out with a week's Twilight. So I found this fabric in my stash and I almost didn't do it just because, well, I have a hard time deciding, but I do love it very much. And then it had no tag anywhere. And I even like emptied out my bin to see if like a pinned on tag was on there, and then it fell off, but I couldn't find a tag anywhere. So it's the mystery. It was between doubloon or the mystery. So I'm using the DMC except for the twilight weeks that was called for. And I'm kind of concerned, am I going to have enough? I don't know. I got a little bit of a start. I did a right hand start because I want to do that house first. I would like to get the house stitched in September. That's not too much. That's not too much. We'll see. We'll see about that. Oh, I just had an avalanche. So I started that on September 1st. That's a new whip. So that is all of my stitching. Yeah, that's all of my stitching. Does that seem like a lot? No. Does it seem like a lot if I put away 17 quarts of yard sauce and 24 pints of salsa and a dozen jars of turkey noodle soup? Well, it doesn't have the noodles in it, but turkey soup. And I made vegetable soup with my own corn and peas and beans and everything. Okay, then does it seem like a lot? So, I have some haul and then I have some plans. What do you want first? Haul or plans? Hauls or plans? I'm going to do plans first. So, in the coming weeks, I'm going to switch back to every other week because I know for a fact I forget things. And my room is a mess if I have to wait a long time between Flosstubes because I keep things out. So, in my special bag, I'm going to put my new Sal with my friend, Queen of the Harvest. So I'm going to stitch this with Missy. You're welcome to join us if you'd like. I have not picked out a fabric for it yet, but when I was at Craft Gallery, I did buy the floss, like most of it. Some of it's in another bundle. I need to go through that because I think some of the floss I bought were in both, but I grouped them together. I never ever kit something up this way. And actually, I don't really know why I did it, because what if I pick a fabric and then none of it will work. But so I'm going to start this on September 22nd. I believe it's the 22nd because it's the first day of autumn. And I thought, what better for the Queen of the Harvest? She looks like she's just harvesting acorns and pumpkins. I don't know that I'm going to have a bumper crop of pumpkins. If I could remember it, I would love to share with you a picture of my bumper crop of pumpkins. If I will, I'll put it right here. A couple of years ago, the first year when we moved back to Michigan, I threw a bunch of seeds in the ground. I was like, let's just see what happens with all this. We got a small truckload of pumpkins from that. Ever since then, absolute crud. Terrible harvest. Not even worth mentioning. 4 pumpkins. No pumpkins. So that is my plan to start on the 22nd. So, and I'm really excited about that. I also, I'm planning another new start. Okay, I feel like that's why I've been doing so well with the whip attack, because I have all of these like new starts planned with friends in the future, and so I keep kind of on track because I know there's gonna be something new and exciting on such and such date. So I'm gonna start this when I'm in New England, and I thought I would share it now and mention it now just in case you like to stitch along. And if you do, you need time to get your stuff. So I'm going to start this on Friday the 13th in October. So it's a ways away. But I took this with me when I went to Ohio to the Petite Retreat. And I asked the girls to help me kit it up. And so I brought like 5 fabric choices. We quickly whittled them down. And then all my floss, because I was driving, so it wasn't a big deal. But I brought all my floss and I was like, okay, can I prim it up a little bit? Like maybe make the house a little creamier than white, or, make the tones a little bit more prim, supposedly. But so this is Primrose Cottage's The Witch Next Door. I just love that she's not super scary. Look, she's got her laundry out. I just thought, okay, I'll be in New England on Friday the 13th, the closest I've ever been or probably ever will be to Salem. I might as well stitch something witchy, but I had to be nice, like cutesy, not scary. So we ended up going with Wren. So this is 16 count Wren. Yeah, 16 count Wren. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, get it. Like, just division it. Okay, you see it? And then these are the flosses that I picked. Some of them are fancy floss, some of them are DMC. Aren't they pretty? So I'm really excited about this. And if you want to stitch along on Friday the 13th, just kit it up and we'll stitch along. Remember, it's Stitch at Your House. And also, and we'll just share progress on Instagram. Start together, stitch alone. Oh, okay, those are plans. Some of them more far out than the others. And also, okay, so interestingly enough, what a time to be alive in Michigan when there's 2 mega retreats in Michigan this upcoming weekend. Barbara Johns' retreat is going on Lake Huron, and then Chantel 141 Designs retreats going on outside of Lansing. And so what an ideal situation for a gal like me. And then go figure, my son has a hockey tournament this weekend. And so there was some major scrambling on my part, wheeling and dealing with my husband. Like, okay, what if I, because at first I thought, oh my gosh, I can't go at all. Because somebody has to stay home with the birds. Like all of these animals, we have 65 meat birds in the yard. No, they can't be left. Not to mention, everybody has to get closed up at night. So right now our house is not retreat / tournament in the same weekend friendly. So at first I thought I wasn't even going to get to go to the retreat. But I get to go a little bit. Well, on Friday I'll get to go, and then part of Saturday. So we'll have to see how hot it is. Because the hotter it is, the faster the meat birds run out of water. So anyway, so my plan is this weekend to get as much stitching in as possible and not let the meat birds die. But I thought that was such a terrible coincidence that hockey starts up, and I'll be darned, it's the same weekend as my retreat. Good thing it is local. I don't know what we would do. We probably would have had to pay for a house sitter. So that's not fun. So okay, so I did get a little bit of haul. In a whole month, this is all I got though. Okay, so let's just talk about that. Almost a month. This is all I got. Although, okay, let's go back to plans for a second. I'm going to tell you this, okay? I did sign up for the Fanciful Flamingo Retreat, Stitch Florida 2024. It's next July. Hey, listen, today I think she posted that there's like 19 slots left. So if you're going to go, you better hurry up because you're going to miss out. But I signed up for that. And I signed up for Garan's retreat, Stitching in the Wild. That's next August. So, plan that. So that's exciting. I'm really excited about those. I think that when I checked out on Garan's checkout thing, they have a, like, how many are in stock? I thought it said 20 something. So, okay, so this is all I got other than registering for 2 retreats. I got my subscriptions. This is my Color and Cotton. Oh my gosh, isn't it gorgeous? August, so beautiful. So beautiful. I want to go to their shop. If you ever cilantro, cayenne, pumpkin spice, curry, shortbread. Oh my, so pretty. I also got my Grace Notes fabric Aqua Fresca. This is super pretty. Don't you think a wintry scene would be beautiful in this? I do. And Luna Moth by Bee Stitched Me. So this one I get a 16, and my Grace Notes I get a 18. Aren't they beautiful? Also, can I just talk about Grace Notes sticker? It's super cute. Rubik's Cube. And then, okay, I feel like this is... Okay, so look what I bought. My friend Kristen who I'm going to stitch with in November in Colorado. She sent me a link to this on Etsy, a listing for it. It's a stamped cross stitch, and I love it so much. I don't know if you've been around since my Big Toe Designs Serenity Prayer what came up on Whipco. I think it was last January, wasn't it? Or maybe it was December. I don't know. It's been a while, but I love the Serenity Prayer. At one point, I had crippling anxiety in my life. Probably because my husband was constantly going someplace to be almost killed, you know? Like, Afghanistan, not fun for the people at home worrying. Especially if you're already prone to worrying, which I am. So, for a long time, the Serenity Prayer literally was like a daily thing I had to remind myself just to get through my crippling anxiety as a military wife. I wasn't that great because it stressed me out very much. I've actually, while he was gone, I was fantastic. Oh my gosh. Well-oiled machine. I had dinner on the table. I had things, you know, like I did everything. Dogs, everybody was taken care of. Appointments were taken care of. I did all the things. Nails in my tire, got it. Traveled home to Michigan and back, got it. Hockey seasons of travel hockey, driving 8 hours every weekend, got it. When he came back, I was a mess. I was a mess. An absolute disaster. I would, as soon as I could relax a little, crumbled just with crippling anxiety attacks and stuff like that. So for a while I had to go to see somebody to talk to because I could not cope with the anxiety attacks. They freaked me out more than whatever I was anxious about. And so I remember my therapist once saying, you need to give it to God. And she told me I should look into the Serenity Prayer. And so anyway, so I saw this version, which is so beautiful. I love the flowers. I don't know what year it's from. 72? Can that be real? It might be 1972. I've never done a stamped cross stitch before. Have you? I'm sure you have. But I really, really loved it. So she sent me that, and she was waffling and was like, are you going to get it? Are you going to get it? And then I didn't hear from her for a while, so I bought it. But I wonder if it's illegal. Please, if you're a legal copyright expert, would it be illegal if I were to chart this for my friend? I don't know. Or maybe I can just take good pictures. I don't know. Is that illegal? How long, like, wonder if I can investigate the copyright status on something from 1972 and see, like, if I'm not selling it, if I'm gifting it to my friend, is that illegal? I'm not trying to go to jail. I could not make it. I told you. I have anxieties about it. But anyway, so I bought it. It's dramatically large size, 16 by 20. I would also like it to stitch it and have it be smaller because that's a big wall space it's going to take up. So I bought that on Etsy from some sort of seller. It was Kristen's fault. She wouldn't buy it, so I did it. So, I'm going to take a drink. It is hot as heck. I'm going to tell you that. Like 93 degrees in here today. Not in my house, but it feels like it. Okay, so we've come towards the end of the program. First, I'm going to tell you, I have somebody on Flosstube you need to go check out immediately. If you do not follow me on Instagram when I shared it, my good friends, Lisa and Megan, the Texans, but I talk about them all the time. They started a Flosstube. Finally. And so I met Megan at StitchCon in 2022. We knew each other on Instagram, and she was like, I think we would have a great time if we ever went to a retreat. And then we decided to sign up for StitchCon, and we roomed together. And then a month later, we were going to Stitch Etc., the Housewives, Christmas with the Housewives. Christmas in July with the Housewives. And Lisa was a late ad, and so they met. She just decided to ride with her. And I remember thinking, what if she's crazy? What if she's horrible and she destroys your car or stinks, or like that's a long drive with somebody you don't know. Anyway, it worked out wonderfully, and So they stitch regularly, and I think it's so great. But they started a Flosstube finally. And so you should go check them out. They're amazing. And their Flosstube is the Sassy Southern Stitchers. So I'll put a link to that in my description box too, because you have to go watch them. They're so fun. And it'd probably be fun if you would listen to my stories about them. Then you could go put a face with a name. So, okay. So I told you to go check out the Southern Stitchers, Sassy Southern Stitchers. I have something to show you. It came right before I filmed this. And if you signed up for the Flamingos Favorites box and you have not gotten it, and you don't want the surprise to be ruined, you should go. And I'll talk to you next time. I love you. Goodbye. If you aren't getting it, or you already got yours, or you want to see what it is, because listen, if I was watching a Flosstube that had this revealed, I would watch every second of it because I hate surprises. But if you love surprises, don't do it. I'm going to show it. So I'm going to ruin the surprise. It just came today. Hot off the country road. It was literally warm. I got the Fanciful Flamingos Favorite Things box. This is her September box. It's every other month. And it came super quick. I don't remember when the shipping came to me, but I've been so excited about this. Halloween pumpkin patch. This is the exclusive pattern, and then it comes with a zoom with the designer. Isn't that really cool? I love that cross stitch. It's so pretty. Came with the floss to do it. And then there was information for the zoom. Hold on, let me. There was information with the zoom. I'm not going to show it, but can I just show you this paper clip that it was attached to? Hello. It's a flamingo. Isn't that cute? Alicia, where did you get that? Are there just like custom paper clips out in the world? It comes with this really cool tiny spring hoop. I like this kind. Cute. It's autumnal. Some of her Jolly Ranchers. Her favorite is green. And I'll tell you, I bought a 2-pound bag before the thing spring retreat because I knew Alicia was coming to the retreat and I'd probably sit with her. And I wanted to make sure I had Jolly Ranchers of her favorite. And then she couldn't make it. And now my family and I are sick to death of green Jolly Ranchers. So, thank goodness there's a different color. And then there's a cute little tag, like a project bag tag, or super cute. A thread keeper. This is super fun. Some fabric, and I think I watched her live. I didn't watch it live, but I think that Como Stitches helped pick the finishing fabric. So if you wanted to coordinate it, with the thing, and that looks pretty. And then a couple of counting pins. I know she made these. Super cute. A sticker. Super cute. So that was what was in the box. Was there something else? I don't recall. But, oh, what? Yes, there is something else. Let me see if I can show it without showing. There's this little pattern. Look at this. Isn't that cute? That's fun. So I'm really excited for her, and I'm glad I got the box. And I think this is going to make it on my fall stitching. I don't know. Maybe I'll take it this weekend. I don't know. But so that was what was in the favorite things box. I hope that you're going to get it one, or you already got one, or maybe you'll get the next one. I'm excited. I think that zooming with the designer is a really interesting perk. Because we just like patterns, but then to get to chat with the designer, that's really neat. So, super good job. I loved it, Alicia. So, that's all now. Everything. I got to clean this stuff up. I got to start packing for the retreat. I feel like there's a million things I still need to do down in the classroom. I know for a fact that there's red tomatoes out there staring me down. I can feel them looking at me from the house. The other day I was making salsa, and I needed a green pepper. I got 6 pounds of jalapenos, and I'll tell you, I cut up 3 of them for salsa, and they're super hot. I don't know how that turned out that way, but I am scared. But the salsa recipe I was trying called for regular green pepper, and I went out there. I had a couple. I picked a few. I could feel those tomatoes looking at me. I just averted my eyes, like when you're down in the city and you think you might be watching the drug deal go, you avert your eyes and you keep walking. That really did happen to us once when we went to a Detroit Tigers game. That's probably why I have anxiety. Childhood trauma like that. No, really, there was a drug deal in front of our Ford Taurus. So anyway, my dad didn't handle those type of situations well. But who would? I was a parent. I don't know. Couldn't have done it better myself. Anyway, so I'm going to be avoiding the garden, packing for the retreat, getting the rest of the school stuff situated so we can start on Monday. And I just hope that you've had a wonderful summer, that you're looking forward to the updated season. It gives you like a fresh start, doesn't it? That moving into a new time. I've been thinking about it while I've been standing in the kitchen complaining about my feet and hurting and wanting to sit down. I'm very much looking forward to a season of rest and a little bit of that calm feeling that you get from not having a million things to do outside. I love gardening season, I do. But then there's something to season of rest that I'm really looking forward to. So anyway, I hope that you've been well. I thank you so much for all of your comments, for checking in today. And I just appreciate all of you. And thank you so much for all of your comments and for being so kind always. A lot of people have been having some issues with kindness on their pages, and I'm so glad that you guys are so nice. Because, I appreciate all of you. So thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll catch up with you probably in 2 weeks. So happy stitching, friends. Bye-bye.